In this session, we will try to uncover file handling in Java. File is a place on secondary storage where information is stored. For that, we need to use java.io package. So we have got several different classes like file writer, then buffered, writer, print writer, which we used in the last session. We will try to uncover it in this session. File reader, buffered reader, file input stream, file output stream. We will try to uncover each of these one by one. Let's uncover file first. It is not used to write or read content. It is used for file management operations. We have different constructors in file. First one is Boolean create file, then string get name, then get path, then long length, then Boolean access, then Boolean can read, then Boolean can write, then Boolean can execute, then Boolean is file, then Boolean is directory, then Boolean make directory, then Boolean delete, etc., so on and so forth. Let's try to see some examples. We will use java.io package and file f is equal to new file of, say, for example, mango1.txt. And I'll write an SB statement, system out, println, and see if this file exists. And then create a file. And then check it exists again. Let me hear this. Compile. Okay, this throws an exception, so we have to handle it. So I'll use throws exception that we have covered in the last session. Compile, execute. So first time the file doesn't exist. So second time created the file, then the file exists is true. Second time. Now, for example, let's explore some more functions like get name, then get path, then they can read, then can write, and execute, then f dot exists, then f dot length. Let's try to compile and execute. So the file name is get name is mango1.txt, then can read true, can write true, can execute true, exist true, and length is 0. There is no content inside the file. Now let's move on to the next item, that is file output stream. This is used to write information, write binary data from Java application to particular target file. So how do we define it? File output stream FOS is equal to new file output stream and provide a file name. That's the syntax, and FOS dot write, and we can only write in bytes format. So byte, then FOS dot close connection. Close the connection. And I'll change this to file output stream FOS is equal to new output stream, and say for example I'll write it to aaa.text and define a string data is equal to welcome to file handling Java. Or I'll write into the file, and like I said, we have to convert it to byte. P is equal to data dot get bytes method. Then FOS dot write P inside the file, and then FOS dot close connection. Let's compile. At the end, I'll write maybe a message stating file is created. Compile, execute. File is created now. Let me place this here. And now let's uncover file input stream, which is used to read information. So how do we define it? File input stream FIS is equal to new file input stream file name, and we have methods like available, FIS available, the size of file bytes, and then have FIS dot read byte data. Then we have FIS dot close. Let's try to see one example. So I'll change this to input stream, I'll change this to FIS, change this to input stream, and byte B is equal to new byte Chris not available. Then FIS dot read, then we only get the output in the byte format. So let's make this into string format or readable format for us. And then before closing the connection, we will print the data from the file into console and then close the connection. Let's try to compile this. And execute. Welcome to file handling in Java. That's what we have written using file writer, file inputs, output stream. Now let's move on to file writer. So we have file writer, file write FW is equal to new file writer, file name, and You also have file writer, file name is true. Then we have file fw write int. Then we have fw char. Then we have fw write string. Then we have fw dot flush. And then we have fw dot close. We'll use each of these in one example and see how it works. So file writer fw is equal to file writer, let's say bbb text, and fw dot write, say for example 75. And say for example fw write Java, and then character array ch. I'll define a character. F I L E. Then I'll write this character ch. Then I'll use a new line. Then fw dot flush, and fw close. Let me try to compile, execute. It got executed successfully. We will see the output in the following examples. So there are limitations with this file write. Number one is we have to insert new line characters separately. Next, the new line is OS level concept, so it can differ OS to OS. And the next limitation is we can only write char data. So to overcome these issues, we have the next concept, which is buffered writer. So how do we write a buffer writer? Buffer writer BW is equal to new buffered writer new file writer. Oh, file name rows. So we have functions bw.write int, we have string, we have char, then bw flush, then bw close. And we have a new line method. Let's see one example. Buffered writer. Buffered writer bw is equal to new buffered writer and new file writer. Oh, say let's take CCC this time and bw write say 97. Then I'll add a new line bw dot new line then I will add string a new line, then write a string ECC, then bw flush, then bw close. Let's try to compile this. Compile and execute. Let's move on to next one, print writer. So I'll directly take an example, print writer pw is equal to new print writer, say edd.text. Now pw.println 111, then print character a, then print a boolean true, then print a string a, then print a double 47.67, then print bw flush, then bw close. Execute. So all of these upload files you can verify on your own in your present working directory. Next one is file reader. File reader fr is equal to new file reader and give the file name and fr dot read. It will give int value. If it is -1, then it's end of file. And then fr dot close. Let's see one example. Let's make this as file reader fr is equal to new file reader. And let me try to read the same test.java file itself. And int ch is equal to fr dot read. And we have seen that at the end of the file, it will be -1. So when it is not equal to -1, then we try to system out print line console. So this is going to be in binary format. I'll try to change it to character. And then ch equal to fr dot read should assign the output of fr dot read. Then after this, I close fr dot close. Let me compile, and there shouldn't be a space here. Compile, execute. So it's printing all the lines, one for each line. So in order to get rid of this, we can go for buffered reader. So instead of file reader, I'll change this to buffered reader br is equal to buffer reader s dot new file reader and we'll read each line at a time. String line is equal to buffer reader read line, and while line is null, then print line and then br read line, then close the br. This will print the content of the file line by line. Compile. I have to change this to line. Compile. Execute. This way we got the program, what we have just written line by line. I'll stop here.